Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. You made it. It's the Friday Live with Lauren show. If it is your first time here, welcome. So glad you're joining us today. If you have been here before, you know the deal. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming back. As always, I have a great guest today. I'm so excited to bring her on. We're going to do a little bit of housekeeping first. You know, I want to know, did LinkedIn let you know I was live? I put my phone in airplane mode. I have no idea. So would you share the show? Pretty please. Help us get the word out. It's also my birthday show. So do it for me. But share the show for me with your LinkedIn network. We want them to win a money tree too. Y'all, we're giving away a money tree today. And start commenting. Tell us where you are joining from. This is not an audio event. We can't see you. We don't know you are there if you don't tell us. So please comment and let us know where you are joining from. While you are doing that, I'm going to bring on my guest of the day, the one and only Ashleigh Early. What's up?
Hello, how's it going?
It is swell. It is a Friday. It
It's
is the
Friday.
Friday before my birthday. I'm stoked. Fridays are the best days.
Fridays are the best, and it's doubly the best because it's your birthday.
I know. To clarify, my birthday is tomorrow, but I'm celebrating it today with all of you. Because I do plan, even though I'll probably post in the morning, I plan to be off LinkedIn tomorrow and like not focused on that at all, y'all. So
Yeah, you better not. Like, I think so everyone here, we all agree. If it looks like Lauren is on LinkedIn, we will all spam her with get off LinkedIn comments and messages.
okay, fine.
Birthdays are not for LinkedIn.
You can message me to get off LinkedIn tomorrow. I probably should. I will have a little bit of a car ride, so maybe I'll be responding, but that's fine. Spam me to get off. Y'all, I love you all for tuning in and coming back. We got some people in the house that I got to say hi to really quick. Mark is local to me. What's up, Mark? Thanks for coming for the first half. If you can come for any of the show, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. You're going to learn so much from Ashleigh. It's going to be a great show. Jess V, grateful for you too. Yes, Jess. We got Jody in the house. We got Pennsylvania joining us. Chris Jarvis, happy Friday. Chris, we're going to get that gift card for you. I did figure that out. Michelle, happy Friday. Going to come do some high fives for us in a little bit. Y'all, if you submitted a high five today, you are the real MVP. That is what I asked for my birthday. So appreciate all of you. Peter in Dallas, what's good? Yep, South Florida. Long time. Y'all are all chatting away together in the comments. That's what it's all about. We got Canada in the house. Yeah, Peter said he'll agree to spam me. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. All right, y'all. It is the second Friday of July. We are more than halfway through the year. If you have not learned something or leveled up yet, let me be the one to tell you, get your notebook out and start taking notes. Because today you're going to learn. We are going to go over so many important things. We're going to start with getting promoted and landing your dream job. We are going to move into managing up and how to manage your boss effectively. I know some of y'all are like, what do you mean manage my boss? We'll get there. Don't worry. We're going to talk about the art of cold emailing, strategies that work. Ashleigh made a post a few weeks ago, or maybe a few days ago, I don't know, about how her inbox is literally cluttered and it's costing her money. Y'all, this happened to me. I'm going to tell you a story about that today. And then we're going to talk about sales strategies for companies without name recognition. Y'all, what if you're working for a startup or a Series A and nobody knows who you are when you call? I know what that feels like. People are like, you're Lauren from where? And you do what?
Oh, what?
Huh? Aren't you Robert Half? No, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how you actually sell and have strategies to combat this. So we have a bunch of things we're gonna cover. As always, there is a giveaway. You can comment hashtag Sendoso to be entered to win the gifting experience. We're giving away a money tree today. Ashleigh, have you ever had a money tree?
I have. I'm pretty sure I killed it.
Oh no.
I'm much better with plants now than I was then. I'm much better with plants now. Money trees are easy to take care of. I think I had it in college, and so that's why it died. I'm pretty sure someone watered it with beer.
I was gonna say they're pretty simple, but y'all, we're giving away a money tree. You got to send it to somebody in the United States. So if you win and you're not in the U.S., you got to ship it to somebody in the U.S., but you'll still get to experience that. And then Ashleigh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Ashleigh is kind enough. Ashleigh's gonna give away a coaching pack. This is virtual, so you can be anywhere in the world to win this. And you can comment. She nicely chose hashtag HBD Lauren. Happy birthday, Lauren. I'll pop both of those up in a minute just so you guys know what you can start commenting. And with that, what else do I need to do? Oh, yes, quickly. What's up, Sendoso? Up here over my head, our official gifting sponsor. And then thank you to Better Leap over there, over Ashleigh's head, our official sponsor for all things recruiting. So those are the two companies that help make the show happen every week. We appreciate you guys. Tag Sendoso, tag Better Leap, give them some love. And with that, we're gonna jump into the first topic. Are you ready?
No. Yes.
I was like, I just said so much. I really hope you're ready to talk for a minute. Okay.
Fine.
Fine. I twisted Ashleigh's arm to come on today.
No, you didn't. I've been begging you for months and you've been holding me off.
Okay, honestly, I did skip something. I skipped the most important thing. How are you just going to let me talk without us doing your intro? Okay, so y'all, when you're commenting where you're joining us from, I'm going to ask Ashleigh to tell you all where she's joining us from. I'm finally starting to get guests on the show from far away right now. So I'm going to let Ashleigh tell you where she's from, joining us from. And Ashleigh, tell everybody, who is Ashleigh Early?
Yeah. So hi, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I definitely recognize a few people in the comments. Good to see all of you. My name is Ashleigh Early. I am a sales and revenue consultant and coach strategist. I run Other Side of Sales Consulting. I actually, fun fact, live in the Netherlands. I am an American by birth, but I moved to the Netherlands in 2021. Yes, I am learning to speak Dutch. Please don't make me do it now because the grammar is nonsensical. But yeah, so I really focus on helping companies build revenue programs from scratch, as well as helping companies that are hitting some roadblocks, figure out why they're having roadblocks and how to kind of get past them, whether that comes from overhauling their outreach, sales off instance, to doing better coaching programs, to, oh, hey, we need to completely change up pricing. So yeah.
We may completely change our pricing. No big deal. No big deal.
It happens more often than you'd think. I'll go in and be like, you are chronic. Literally, I worked with a client a couple of years ago who I went in and I'm like, wow, you need to triple your pricing. And they're like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. First sales call I did, I tripled the pricing and they didn't even bat an eye. Second sales call, no bat. Literally, I think we got 10 or 15 sales calls in before anyone even was like, oh, are you sure about that price?
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing, y'all. There we go. Jody's got that hashtag for Sendoso. Right now, Jody's the only one in it to win it. If I had $1 for every time someone said who unicorn uncalls.
Oh my gosh.
Micah, my kid thinks I have a money tree too.
My dogs think I have a money tree.
It's insane. We got the Red Lipstick crew in the house with Jamie Yates. What's up? It's so true. Anybody, if you're a parent, comment below if you're a parent, if your kid thinks you're a money tree. Or maybe you guys have set better boundaries. I don't know. And you know what? If you're a dog parent, I don't care. Comment that you're a dog parent and that you have to buy the most expensive dog food in the world or something. Who knows?
Oh, they just enjoy shredding things. And if I don't give them things to shred, they will shred things I actually care about. So it's fun.
So yeah,
I've got my dogs are 4 and 6 years old now, and they still behave basically like toddlers. The nice thing is I can lock mine up in cages and no one calls CPS. So it works.
I laughed way too hard at that. Molly, I am sure that Ashleigh was sad as well. Did you watch this game or do you not?
Oh yes. And fireworks. And I still have my Dutch gear, right here. I had flags up behind me all week and I'm livid. Okay. The refs do not even get me started on the referee. I don't even know that much about soccer football. And I knew the ref was completely throwing the game to England. Anyway,
she's like, I could tell.
I can tell. I'm refocused on the Olympics. I'm very excited for that. That's going to be fun. That's what I'm doing right now is I'm just like, no, Euro Cup. Nothing happened. It's fine.
Nothing happened. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Oh, really quick. I know we just talked about if you're a dog parent or a pet parent, whatever. If you're a pet parent, we're still working on this pet lookalike contest thing we got going on. I'll drop the link in the chat. But if you submit a picture of you and your pet, you don't actually have to look alike, y'all. But if you submit a picture of you and your pet, I'm going to let Jen Allen pick. Look at that.
We entered. You've got to look more alike than we do.
We are going to let Jen Allen pick, and we're going to donate some money to an animal shelter charity of your choice. So please, please, please go submit. I will drop that link in the chat. And okay, I think now we're through all the housekeeping, 11 minutes into the show. Hopefully you guys are still there. So sorry if you're not. I promise we're going to talk about some fun things too. Like Ashleigh and I randomly talked about Botox for a long time one day. Maybe we'll add that.
You literally inspired me to take the plunge and actually go do it. And I'm never going back.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I hope that I don't. Oh, I don't mind that I inspired you to do that, but I hope I inspire you to do at least something else other than just
you've inspired me to do many things, Lauren. Botox is just I don't know, the one that comes up and it just makes me laugh. We don't talk, a lot of women don't talk about these things. So when you have friends that also are work friends, these things come up and it's like, oh, I'm not alone in this stuff.
No, not at all. It was so funny. This is so off topic. I'm sorry, y'all. Whatever. We're going to talk about whatever we want. I was at the store the other day and this woman looks at me and she goes, your lips look great. And I was like, oh, thanks. I haven't had them done in a while. And then she started talking about the other things that she had done. And it was just this whole conversation with a total stranger in the line at the grocery store.
Exactly. It's a whole thing. Like do whatever makes you happy. It's fine. No one cares.
Literally. Probably. What did Cher say? You'll regret not doing it more than you'll regret doing it. I think that was something like Cher has this quote going around TikTok right now. Okay, y'all, we'll get into the show. We're going to talk about getting promoted and landing your dream job. If you are working right now, we want your boss to let you keep watching. So we'll talk about some work related stuff for a little bit. So Ashleigh, what's the first thing people need to realize and recognize when it comes to getting promoted?
The biggest thing I think is when it comes to promotions or even externally coming into a company, companies are going to do what is best for them on their timetable, not yours. That is the number one mistake people get. I see people like, oh, I've been in this role for 2 years. When am I going to get promoted? When the company when it makes sense for the company, not when it makes sense for you. And honestly, any company that promises promotions is lying. Right. They just are, because you can't promise that. We don't know what's going to happen 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road. They can say, hey, it typically takes this long. We don't anticipate anything going wrong, but we're not going to guarantee it. That's honest, at least. And I respect that. But yeah, you never know. It's on their timetable. So what does that mean for you? What can you do about it? Make it make sense for the company's bottom line. Why does it make sense for the company? Why does it save the company money? Why does it make the company money to put you in that role? I know so many people who have literally created jobs for themselves by basically doing a P&L for the role, going to their boss and their boss's boss and saying, hey, if you put me in the role, it will make you this much money, but only cost you this much money. It's so simple, but it works really well. And just keeping that stuff in mind and making sure as well that you're prepared and ready when, for example, if you are trying to go from AE to manager or from SDR to AE or making one of those kind of classic ladder jumps, make sure you're prepared for that role in advance so that when it opens up, you're not scrambling to upskill. Like you've already done your shadowing. You've already taken some additional outside training. You've already started following the influencers or whatever to make sure you've got a plan in place. I know someone who got promoted from SDR to AE recently, basically because she walked into the AE interview with not just a 30, 60, 90, but with basically a playbook she'd written for herself off of stuff she'd been learning from shadowing AEs and stuff like that. She basically like, if you hire me, here's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
And they ate it up to the point where she actually alienated some of her new colleagues because her boss took that playbook and said, you all should be doing this.
Wow.
And so they're like, who is this person coming in who's never done the job and is telling us how to do the job? But that was the manager doing it wrong.
How impressive though, like to have somebody like that walk in. And if somebody like that walks into your team, y'all, you should essentially just want to learn as much as you can and soak up that knowledge because, and I say this in the nicest way possible, I've worked with some awesome people throughout my career, but there's only been a handful of people that I really felt like changed the trajectory of my career that I learned so much from, that like those were the beneficial people that like I would invest extra time to spend that time with in addition to the working hours to really learn from them. Like that's few and far between that you actually have those people. So if somebody comes in and they can really teach you and you can learn from them, like be open to that. Don't have all this big ego in your job. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're spot on. I mean, you're preaching to the choir. Like, I mean, I need to feel like I need to add some explanation to this. Yes, we need more of this.
Oh, I love it. I should have brought my pom-poms.
Oh, I always come with props. Larry has his mic. Larry Long has his mic. I have my fans.
When Larry Long came on the show, I did buy my own mic, and then the mic went with me to SaaStr. And then the mic bled pink all over my hands for days, and we couldn't figure out where the pink was coming from. I finally figured it out. It was the Larry Long microphone.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. Of course it was.
I love it.
All right. Back on topic.
Yeah, back on topic. So this is the thing too, is it's don't have an ego. And one of the things I want to stress here, like that person I know who built that playbook, she did this an hour or two a week over 6 months. This is not you're going and spending thousands of dollars in courses. You're spending, hundreds of hours. It's not that heavy. It really isn't.
It's really not.
Yeah, it's just taking that little consistent investment really pays off. And what she did that was genius was she documented it. So every week she's adding a page to her list. Like that's what she did. I was like, that is genius. I love it. Can I get a copy? But yeah, it's similar to like Lauren, this is one of my cheesiest sales jokes. Every company has research and development, right? They have R&D. Every company has it. And I call it engineering, but every company has R&D to figure out where they're going to go next. Sales has R&D too, but it's not research and development. It's rip off and duplicate. There is no need to memorize. There is no need for, stealing whatever. The highest compliment you can pay me is to steal a tactic. All I ask is maybe post about it on LinkedIn and tag me and tell me that it worked, because that's helpful. But similarly, God, I've had 2 or 3 posts in the past month where someone said, hey, I tried this tactic from Ashleigh. It didn't work for me, but I think it would work for somebody else, because that's the other side of it is there are things that, Will Aiken does that do not work with a lot of my clients. And there are things that he does that are brilliant.
Right.
Not everyone is going to be for you 100% of the time. You have to be trying and testing everything. So that's one of the reasons why having it documented and then coming in saying, this is what I'm going to do is so powerful, because I know exactly what's going to happen. And we can coach around that and adjust as we go way more easily than someone coming in and going, I'll figure it out.
Yep. Which
we will. But if you don't know what you're doing as you're doing it, you can't go back and go, where did it go wrong?
Oh, you have to track it along the way. And then another point to landing your dream job with what you said, if you are out here trying to land your dream job, I know a lot of you watching, you're job seekers. You're not just here in a job trying to get promoted. If you are really trying to land your dream job, especially if it's in sales, like Katie Penner, who's hiring SDRs at Sendoso, a plug for you. You're welcome, Katie. Go apply if you're a SDR. But Katie's hiring SDRs. Well, the people who called her and sold her Sendoso, they're the ones who got the first interview because they sold the product they'd be selling to her on the call. And it shows that they did the research, and it probably shows that when they get in the job, they'll be doing that work, right? They might show up as one of these people Ashleigh's talking about. We walk in with our own playbook, and Katie's like, you should all be using this. But it just shows how much you really do care. And I think that that's the biggest key to getting promoted. It's not just being able to do the work. It's not just being able to be in the job and with the people, right? Like, it's not just going through the motions. It's really being able to show at the end of the day how much you care, and having that constantly and consistently come across in your role. I think a lot of us, we get in a job and it's like, oh, it's going great. And we have weeks and months where we're performing and we're so happy, and we probably should be that next one promoted. But then something happens and we don't get what we want, and we let that play out in our job too. And you have to keep having that mentality in order to get that promotion. So I know we just went from one to the other, but you have to be positive no matter what.
Yeah, and I know so many people that are on the hunt right now. By the way, if you're hiring anyone who's looking for SDR leaders, I have 3 right now that are on the market who are just, I would seriously vouch for them to the point of like volunteering my services, because I'm so confident they won't need them. So if anyone's looking, by the way, hit me up. They're all looking discreetly, unfortunately, but I can't shout out names, but they're absolutely brilliant. But this is the thing, if you're job searching, is especially for sales roles, I say sales and marketing, this is really the only role where actually the way you interview needs to represent the way you do your job. If you can't sell yourself, there's no way anyone's going to trust you to sell a product. So really taking that step, not just, I cannot tell you how many people have told me in the past 2 months that using Easy Apply actually hurt their application. Like, go find their website, apply in their direct system, but then do the work on top of that to go figure out who the hiring manager is or someone close to it and network in. And be transparent. Hey, I already applied on your website. I applied for this role. I'm trying to get to this manager to show them I know what I'm doing when it comes to networking into companies. Can you do me a favor as a fellow sales pro and help me out? Seriously, you can send that to 10 different SDRs at a company, have them try and figure it out. The SDRs will also love it, or whoever you want to reach out to at that company, because they can probably get a referral bonus for sending you.
And they're going to steal that tactic in their next job because they haven't seen it before, so they'll use it. Really quick, Ashleigh, let's talk about this. Michelle says, not sure if y'all already talked about this, but internal networking from day one is so important. Oh, yeah. Ashleigh, tell the people why.
Because you will get tossed out on your ass if you don't. Bluntly, I learned that lesson the hard way a couple times. I thought that just being very good at my job would be enough. It's not, and I'm delightful. But
you are. Yeah. I agree.
We're working on the confidence, but no, it really is a thing. But more than anything, I think when it comes to internal networking and stuff like that, it's making sure you understand. And everyone says, oh, I hate politics. I don't want to deal with internal office politicking. It's going to happen. Politics is the nature of human relationships. Every office is going to have relationships. You need to understand who holds the power in the relationships so you can get things done. Not just like your job, but like, for example, something as simple as getting, I know someone who's been waiting for like 4 months to get her LinkedIn Sales Navigator reinstated. Like, don't even get me started. But that's the point. You need to know who to reach out to get things done. Right. And that also means the more you know that, the more internal power you have, the more untouchable you become.
Yes.
Right.
I think you have to have a person in every department. Like, who's your person in each department?
Ideally multiple people, because people go on vacation. Multiple people, having multiple department. And it's a little bit too of, I think it's also be easy to work with. Be as easy as possible to work with. Over communicating, over documenting, really putting all that stuff out there. Yes. Okay. You can get off my lap, you little brat. But really making yourself easy to work with will make people want to work with you more. And not just every department. I literally I'm that person who my first week on a new job, I do enjoy baking. So I bring in little baked goods to bribe people, and I'm making sure that the front desk person gets it. I'm making sure IT gets it. I'm reaching out to the head of product and saying, I'm new. If I have product questions, can I come to you? Like, I'm being that person. That's my personality. You don't have to do that, but it is a thing, and it has saved my butt more times than I can count. Just to be able to go, hey, I've got this new person starting tomorrow. I know IT's, SLA around getting laptops is at least 2 weeks. This is a rush thing. Is there any chance you could do me a favor and try and make this happen as a one-time exception? When you have one person you can go to or ask them, how do I make this happen? It's a game changer.
More likely to happen for you, for sure.
Yeah, if there is a way, then you're more likely to, because people will want to help.
Yes. If there is a will, there's a way, especially when you network correctly. Okay, y'all, we have to move on to the next topic. We're almost halfway through the show. We haven't even talked about topic 2. And this one I know people want to learn about, because people want to know, one, some people are like, Ashleigh, I can't manage my boss. What are you talking about? What do you mean when you say managing up and managing your boss effectively?
Right. Okay. So we all know that people don't leave bad jobs. They leave bad bosses or bad managers. All right. So it is on us as employees to make sure that we set proper expectations with our boss, and that our boss has proper expectations with us. And we own half of that relationship. So making sure you are clear about what you need. And then also adjusting, in my case, a lot of cases, it's adjusting the way I communicate and adjusting the way I make asks to match what my boss needs, versus waiting and getting mad for my boss to adjust to me.
Yes.
And this is just a matter of persuasion. You think about it like a prospect. We're going to adjust how we communicate to the way the prospect likes to communicate. If a prospect wants to do everything asynchronously over email, great. I'm going to do everything asynchronously over email until I need to talk to them on the phone. But then I'll explain why. Boss is the same way. If I want to get things done, if I want to make sure my boss stays off my back, I'm going to make sure they have everything they need from me in the way that they want to interpret it, the way that they want to receive it, so that they will leave me alone and let me do my job. Yeah. And that's really what this is about. This is about giving your boss enough to advocate for you when needed, to run interference when needed, to keep things off your back, off your plate, to help them help you when needed, and to solve problems when you need them solved freaking now. Yes. It takes time, but it really is a key thing. And it starts with just setting those really basic expectations around, okay, What do you need from me? How often do you want it? And what channel do you want it in? And then be rigorous about following up. And if you don't do it even once, apologize profusely.
And y'all, you can do this at the start of your role with someone new, with a new leader, right? When I was a leader, I like to communicate this to people like, this is the best way to work with me. I prefer for you to email me first, text me second, call me third, like whatever the thing was about what we needed to communicate. But that was on me. That was who I was as a person. I'd learned that from somebody in the past. So I overly communicate that. But when I walk into a role, if I realize I'm not with somebody who's as much of a communicator as I am, I know for me to be effective at my job, we have to communicate. So regardless of if you are a good communicator or not, I have to figure out how to make us communicate effectively so that I can get promoted, like we were talking about in the last topic, and excel in my job and not be on the job search again in 6 months because I'm freaking miserable because you suck, right? So one of the ways you can do this is when you walk in the door, one, ask your boss, how can I make your life simpler? What can I do this week that would take something off of your plate, right? Ask for something extra in addition to. You don't have to do it every week, people. You don't have to brown nose all the time, but every now and then say, what's something extra that if you could get rid of it today, it would make your life easier? Every now and then be that person. And then also when you first start that role, ask the questions that Ashleigh and I are telling you about. Ask how they like to be communicated with, right? Is there a time for perfection, or do we just need to get things out? Like, what level is this priority today? Talk to people about that. What's the top 3 things on your list that we need to get done to move the needle, and how are we affecting those as a team? When you start asking those kinds of questions, your boss will realize that you're the one that should be getting promoted and landing your dream job.
Well, and this brings up another thing too, which I think is important to managing your boss effective and all these other things. It's also what I call a CYA, or a cover your ass.
Yes.
Right? This is a CYA. This is how, especially if you have a boss who is not a good communicator, they will give you, I want these things on this schedule in this format, and you'll do it. And the next week they'll be like, hey, where's this thing? And you point it right back to per your instructions, which is corporate for yourself. Per your instructions, here it all is. And then they'll go, oh, whoops. Or they won't, and they'll do it again. But then it's a conversation of, hey, you asked me on this day to do this thing in this way at this frequency. I've done it. Here are the receipts. Again, do as much of this in writing as you can. It looks like that's not really working for you. I want to make sure you're getting what you need. How can I adjust this so that it's better in line with how you're currently working? Owning that proactiveness, not just doing that same thing they told you and it doesn't work for 6 months and be like, well, I did what you told me to do. You know it's not working. Be proactive and reach out and say, hey, again, with those receipts, so it's not a confrontational thing. How dare you not look at this thing and you told me to do this? It's, hey, you told me to do this. It looks like that's not working. How can we tweak it?
Yeah.
It's everything, especially if you're dealing with a boss who's maybe not as emotionally aware, who's up to their eyeballs and God knows whatever else. Like I said, you have to own your relationship as well. You'll probably own more of it than they will. It's the nature of the game, unless you've got a really good boss who tends to be better at these things. But just taking that few minutes a week to go, okay, how can I make sure I'm working with them the best way possible? How can I adjust? It'll be easier for you to bend them for them to bend.
100%. And if you're willing to bend, you won't break. I know that cliches are stupid, but they're a cliche because they're true.
Yep. Well, I'll say this. There are managers who will insist you bend, and at some point you will break, but that's okay because that's not a manager you want to work with anyway. Fine, thank you. Next. It's
the Ariana Grande song. You don't remember anyway. Okay.
I'm actually proud. I'm one of the few elder millennials. I actually do know that song.
I do know that song. I
know that song. I know that song because they spoofed Mean Girls in the music video, and it still makes me laugh. And I was in high school when that came out, so.
Okay, I'm turning 29 again tomorrow. That's all I have to say. Y'all, Michelle Craig just popped in the bottom, and she's in the Red Lipstick crew too today. What? I'm so excited. Okay, we're about to do High Five Friday in the house, but don't forget, you can comment #Sendoso to be entered to win the money tree giveaway. Y'all, a money tree? I gave one to my nail guy and it's huge now. If you guys remember the story about Dan the man. Anyway, hashtag Sendoso for a money tree giveaway courtesy of Sendoso. And then hashtag HBD Lauren. Thanks, Ashleigh. Happy birthday, Lauren. And you can win a coaching pack with Ashleigh, completely virtual. You can win this anywhere in the world. And with that, I'm going to let Ashleigh go drink some water, take a quick break. See you in a second. And y'all, are you having fun? I'm having so much fun. The show's halfway over, which means we're even closer to I get to go home and have a margarita. I should have dropped my Venmo for you guys to buy me a margarita. Hindsight, next week, whatever. All right, y'all, hold 2 seconds. You know who's coming. Michelle Craig.
What is up, y'all? I had to go with the red lipstick for High Five Friday to join. Happy birthday, Lauren. My shout out is to you for rocking the show every week, and I hope you have an awesome birthday. I wish I was going to be enjoying a margarita with you, but one day we'll get there. Alrighty, we have 7 high fives this week. I'm so excited. So let's jump into it. First up, we have Megan Christensen for Phil Davis. Shout out to Phil for helping me attain my new role. I'm loving it. Next, we have Molly Wheaton from Earn Better, who's giving a shout out to Gabby C. I'm giving a high five to Gabby C. We met recently and she's amazing. She started a networking group for women on the job search in the DC area, and I love what she's doing. Keep up the great work, Gabby. Next up, we have Clavette for Lisa. Lisa is a real one. She saw my content and reached out to provide an encouraging word. We've thankfully worked together in the past, and she reached out saying, "You've got this," especially when I wasn't certain how I was going to move forward. Thank you, Lisa. Clavette has another shout out, this one for April Little. April, not only being an awesome coach, she truly cares about people and wants to see them succeed. Moving right along here, we've got Joe Fontana for Emily. Emily is diligently looking for her next role, but spends just as much time motivating and inspiring others to be the best versions of themselves every day. Way to go, Emily. We're not done yet, y'all. I'm so excited. We've got Jen for Ron. I met Ron earlier this year as part of an informational interview for a role at his company. While that role was eventually shelved indefinitely, Ron has consistently kept his eyes open for potential opportunities and shares them with me almost daily to ensure I don't miss out on any great opportunities. We need many more Rons in this world. I'm so grateful to have met him and thank him immensely. Last, but definitely not least, our number one fan, Miss Daniela Hanna, who also happens to be my fabulous mother. For Dan Hanna, Dan is a great business entrepreneur, always thinking outside the box. He's looking to always expand and make sure everyone is running on all cylinders to be successful and make sure everyone is happy. Thank you, Dan, for being a great example for Hawaiian management, helping others, empowering others, and loving to go the extra mile for our clients here in Maui. Thinking outside the box. Shout out, Dan. All right, y'all, you'll have to let me know what we feel about the red lipstick. It's a new look for me. Drop it in the comments. Happy birthday, Lauren. Margarita's on me if you ever make it out here, Austin, girl.
I'm going to make it, and that red lipstick looks great, girl. All the time. Red on you. Y'all, high five from Michelle. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, babe.
Bye.
All righty. What do you guys think of all the high fives? There were so many. Somebody commented, let me pull this up really quick. I just saw it. Can I post a list of the high fives? So normally, Lee, I try the week after the show, I try to clip that portion of the show and I make a post about all of these people and I tag them all in one post and I clip that little portion so that they can all get a little post about them. And y'all, a high five is also a great way to like show off somebody who's in their job search, talk about them a little bit, or somebody who just landed a job. If somebody just got a job and you see that across your network, that's also something that's fun to celebrate. And with that, I'm going to get the one and only Ashleigh back out here. What's up?
What's up?
I know Ashleigh, like it's a different time for her, so she's not at the office right now. She's having wine.
Oh, it's 9:30 and I'm at the office, but this office encourages Friday afternoon libations.
Okay. My office might encourage that too, but this is the podcast room and the tequila's in my office over there.
Oh, I definitely was the one who, the last time I had a real true office job, I was the one who had, because there was a beer and wine cart that came around, but at that point I wasn't really into wine yet. So I was the person that had, I pretty much always had tequila, vodka, gin, mixer, and whiskey in my desk drawer at all times.
There you go.
So that cart came out, and people would be like, Ashleigh, is the bar open? Yeah. What do you want?
There you go.
I need a mug.
I don't even hide it in the drawer. It's just all sitting there. So when people walk into my office, they're probably like, what's going on? Did I walk into the right place? But whatever. Let's sign some contracts and shoot some tequila and celebrate.
I have non-alcoholic options. We're good.
There you go. Yes. Lee, I don't expect you to be able to type that fast. Don't worry. I'll post it next week. I'll try to remember to tag you and let you know. Michelle did also post the link so you can get your high five in for next week. Please, please, please submit a high five for next Friday, especially because I'm not going to be promoting this over the weekend or asking you to do it because I'm going to take some time off for my birthday so y'all don't yell at me. So go promote and give off a five. Okay. Anyway, what, Tom? Hero Libation Hour. Here we go. Tom
okay, I'm down for this hashtag. Yes.
Tom knows the deal. This should have been your hashtag, but it wasn't.
It's too many letters. Just type HBD Lauren.
Yes, this one. These are the two. You can comment hashtag Sendoso, hashtag HBD Lauren. There's a few people in for each one of these right now, so that's good. And then we're going to move into the last two topics of the show because we just keep talking about random stuff and don't seem to be able to move through quickly today.
As Evan and I have started embracing on across the pond, my brand is chaos. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's fine.
I like the chaos. Okay, we're going to talk about the art of cold emailing, strategies that work. Take a big gulp of that wine, sister. We're going to talk about strategies that work. And by talking about strategies that work, I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit about the strategies that don't. So, Ashleigh, when we're jumping into the art of cold emailing, what's the first thing that people need to know?
Okay. First thing people need to know. I feel like I keep talking about this. Two core ideas you need to understand to get cold emails to get responses. One, the point of a cold email is not to get a meeting. It's to get a response. You will then shape that response into a meeting. You can do it fast. But if you write cold emails asking for a meeting, that's like going on a first date and asking people when they'd like to lock in a wedding date. People are not going to give you time when they don't know who you are. Time is people's most precious commodity. They're not going to give it to a stranger. Stop asking for it. Well, okay, you can ask for it, but be clear about what you're doing and make it softer. That works much better. Two, again, so that's why I say ask for a response. When I say a response, you can tell it's Friday end of day because I'm not giving this as cleanly as I normally do. When I say ask for a response, I mean, does this resonate? Is this interesting? Can I share some more information with you on this topic? Are you the best person to be speaking with at your company about this? Start there. They'll say yes, maybe, no, whatever, I guess. Then you engage. Exactly, Jody. Build that rapport just a little bit. Then you've got a reason to ask, okay, hey, here's why a meeting might make sense for you. Second thing is make sure your email copy is about them, not about you. So this is a bit of a bee in my bonnet, a grind my gears thing. I am so sick of emails that say what I'd like to do. I'd really like. Ain't about what I want. They don't know me. They don't care about me. It's about them. Or maybe what I'd recommend. Okay. But here's what, maybe what you should think about doing, what might make sense. I love that phrase. That's a big one I'm using right now. But make it about them as much as possible. Not what you want to do, not about the sales that you want to make, but what can they do that they couldn't do before? How can their life be better than it currently is? If you get those two core things, then the rest is a lot of nitty gritty. And I'll say this too, cold email covers a big thing. And there are a lot of problems people are having when it comes to cold email. Tell us in the comments what you're struggling with right now. I probably have a couple suggestions I can drop in. Please, please, please drop. Yeah, I'd love some of your, I'm sure you would love some of my time. Are you paying for it? No, stop it. But to that point, yeah, tell me in the chat, what about cold email is stumping, puzzling, frustrating you, whatever. I can probably give you a couple quick ideas. And Lauren asked me another question while they're doing that.
Well, while people are doing that, I'm going to ask you. So this is a scenario that happened to me recently. Somebody actually sent me a decent cold outreach, right? So I replied back with a question. I'll be very straightforward with y'all. I do not normally, it sucks. Most of y'all's cold outreach sucks. But whatever. I got a good one and I responded. I had a question. Why would people, instead of answering my question in any way, shape, or form, or giving me any kind of information, just say, here, here's a calendar link, jump on and schedule some time for next week so we can chat about that? Like, literally nothing. Here's calendar link so you can schedule to talk to somebody next week about that. And it was a 45-minute meeting. After the first initial, I was like, no, blocked. I'm sorry, what? You just killed yourself. You shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, no, and I think this hits a few things that I hate. One, that person who emailed you is doing exactly what they were trained to do. So it's the same thing with like, I have no hate for them. If anything, I have a lot of sympathy for them, a lot of empathy that, oh gosh, if you're trying to get meetings and your quota is tied to that tactic, Lord, hit me up. Let's get you out of there. You are better than this. Two, that tactic comes from a real scarcity mindset. I've got your attention. So therefore, I must use the attention you've got now to give me more attention, because if you won't give me that, then I'll never get it again and won't go away. That's not how the world works. That might have been how the world worked in the 80s when cold calling landlines still worked. Actually, cold calling landlines worked through to the early aughts before we all got cell phones. But that tactic does not work anymore. People do micro attentions now, not macro attentions. So being responsible and answering those questions. So I do this all the time when I do respond to the occasional good cold outreach. I'll respond with like, hey, can you tell me pricing or something? And if they don't want to give me pricing, then respond and say, hey, I would love to answer that question, but it's a little more complicated than that. Can we jump on a call? We'll block 45 minutes, but typically it only takes about 15 to 30 minutes. I just want to make sure I've got time for Q&A. Great, you explained it, no problem. Now I'm a little more willing to give you 45 minutes versus you just straight going in with that. That's just a scarcity mindset. You don't need that. Stop it. It's not, again, it comes back to that same thing. It's not about what they want. It's about what you as the prospect want, or they as the prospect want. And they don't know you. They owe you nothing. So stop expecting people to just give you an hour of their day.
Guess what this person did when I didn't respond quickly?
Oh God, that's another, you want to get me pissed off? Like, this is one of those stupid things that can derail my day. Is if I get a message from someone implying that I don't care about something, or I'm not prioritizing this or something, because I didn't have because heaven forbid I didn't respond to your cold email.
So the worst for me, and y'all, like, this is just my pet peeve. Comment and tell me if this is a pet peeve for you. I think some of you are going to be with me on this. Huge pet peeve for me.
Yeah.
When somebody writes me back, because I haven't like messaged them quickly enough, and they just say my name with a question mark.
Okay, I can tell you. Yeah. All right. I hate that. I hate thoughts, question mark. I hate all those. So this was a huge tactic.
What?
Okay, so here's the thing. This is why salespeople, we can't have anything nice, because the moment we find something that works, we use it until it's dead. So this tactic worked really well in, I'd say, about 2019 through about early 2021. It worked really well because we were just starting to get into email automation, form fills. It was a great way to literally bump up an email in someone's inbox and look personalized. It was great. It doesn't work anymore because A, everyone's doing it. B, prospects are smart. They know what you're doing and they'll just go, nah, if we'll move on. So that's the thing, is we can't do that anymore. What works now, when I talk about prospects at work, you can do those bumps, but add a little value. Hey, Lauren, if you liked that case study, you might like this instead. You might like this as well. 100%. Hey, Lauren, I sent you this case study. If that's not relevant to you, could you point me in the right direction? Just another sentence with a little bit more value, or making it easier for them to say no. So you don't waste your time on someone who's never going to buy. One of my mentors in sales early on had a big mantra. There are two winners in every deal: the guy who wins and the guy who gets out first. Sexism of that language aside, it's still stuck in my head like that. But it's really true. You don't want to spend a ton of time chasing someone who's never going to buy, whether because of prejudice, lack of interest, lack of need. If they're never going to buy, please tell me why you're never going to buy. Just tell me. I will leave you alone quite happily. I have better things to do. But you got to make it easy for them to say it, not guilting them into it. I think I saw a quick thing from Jess V saying guilting never works. Spot on. Guilting never works. Now, a little smoosh of implied, oh, hey, are you okay? We had a call scheduled and you didn't show up. I hope you're fine. that's fine. But that's like a sprinkle. That's like a little bit of salt on top. That's just a, hey, you know, you promised something. Versus guilt, like, oh, you clearly aren't prioritizing this right now. And, you know, in the future, I'd appreciate if you tell me before you cancel. That's not helping anybody.
It's like the breakup emails. I'm like, we weren't dating.
Okay. Oh God, I can do a whole other 30 minutes on breakup emails. Breakup emails do work
got
when they're
3.
done properly. And do not do the alligator email where it's, you haven't responded to me, so you're either not interested, it's not a right time, or you're being chased by an alligator. I need to call animal control. Any variant of that, oh my gosh, we're getting, especially now, dead serious. We're joking and stuff, but dead serious. That format of email is getting flagged by Google and all other major senders as a form email. It is going to get you marked as spam. Stop using it. Like, it's not just that I hate it. It is genuine. Like, I've seen some evidence the past few weeks. It genuinely gets your inboxes flagged as spam. Stop. Like, go to your bosses and say, please, can we test something else? This crazy lady on this show that I watch every week was telling me, seriously, that is a genuine thing you can stop doing and improve your open rates.
Yes, you're not wrong.
I think there were some questions in the chat. I want to make sure I hit. Were there any? Did I miss anything?
No, Molly said she's got a dip, but it was a great use of her weekend. Andrew said, hold on, let me move us up kind of big. Andrew said, I started using or sending out cold messages lately. They're working. I've mentioned that one of my core values is rapport building, and I mentioned I admire the passion they have for what they did. It seems to be working.
Perfect. I will say, if you're going to do this sort of a line, like, I admire your passion, because I get that probably honestly 5-6 times a week. Put something specific around it and why it appeals to you. So, hey, like, I really appreciate your passion for empathetic selling. That's been a big thing for me in my own leadership journey as I've tried to become a better boss. Great. Just put a little bit of a connection in there. Otherwise, it's pretty obviously a form fill. And there are plenty of people that are doing that as using AI and stuff like that to be like, hey, I really appreciate your passion for, and they pick one of the charities you've got listed on your LinkedIn.
I just write people back and I say, is this an automated message? How many people got it? And I wait.
Oh, I literally just I'll send a little, like, the little robot emoji with a question mark. That's my thing. And you also see this if you follow me. I will respond to comments that I think are bots with that. That's my little, like, and you notice they never respond. I have not gotten it wrong yet.
Not yet. Not yet. All right, y'all. Last topic of the day. Do you work for a company that nobody knows your name? Are you like Michelle and people have no idea? I can't even really scroll back to that comment, but Michelle commented about that when we were talking about who are you on the phone. Hold on really quick. I got to share this from Tom. It says Ashleigh is wise, an EQ master, and hysterical. No shit, Tom. Why
I know, right?
Oh, she's amazing. And great tip for Andrew. Yes, Andrew, learn all the tips. I still get congrats on your new position 18 months later. Jess, I get all these people who ask me if I want to start my own business.
Oh, the MLMs and the franchise. Oh, I also, a big one you get in Europe is moving your business to Dubai or the UAE or Saudi Arabia. I get at least 3 of those a week. It's like, really? And I'll say that one's fun. I do enjoy responding to those because I know they track responses. So I respond to every single one of those as my weird little, like, my little daily form of allyship. But I say, I refuse to do business with any company that will execute my friends for being gay.
There you go.
So that's fun.
It's a good response for you. I hope you have it on like a what is it called? Like a little snippet thing. I have
that would be smart, but I'm not there yet. I should get Magical or someone to, like, auto respond to those things for me. Like, anyone mentions business and these countries, just auto respond with
this.
While you still deny people human rights, no.
Absolutely not. Don't message me again. Okay, let's get into this topic. Yeah. Do you work for a company that has no name recognition? Like the one I work for, my own company. Ashleigh, if somebody is just now getting a job, or maybe they work for a company that doesn't really have much recognition and they're struggling, what do you say to these people?
The biggest thing is, don't stop assuming people know your name. Don't even pretend to try. Honestly, what you're better off doing is leading with, here's the value we provide. And then you have to lean harder. Then it's annoying because you're early in your journey. You don't have as many case studies. You don't have as much social proof. You have to lead even harder on what you have. So I don't care if you've got one case study, you use it as much as you can, and you spin it every single way you can, whether it's by title, it's by industry, it's whatever. You spin it as much as you can around, hey, here's the social proof. Or if you genuinely have none, you be honest about it. Hey, we are a young company, but here's the value we're delivering, and here's what's in it for you. There are always going to be people who, and I encourage you to look at it's called the 5 stages of technology adoption. It's basically this idea that there's kind of a bell curve around when people adopt technology. So think about ChatGPT. ChatGPT's been around for a bit. The real like visionaries, I think they're called innovators, they started using ChatGPT like 2 years ago. Oh. The early adopters got into it last year. The kind of, I think it's called early main, got into it the first half of this year. And now we're moving into kind of the latter main. But you kind of think about this growth adoption. If you're working at a small company, you have to look in the front half of that bell curve. The laggards, the late stage adopters, and the latter middle, I'm sure I'm getting these terms wrong, they're going to be nervous about working with a company they've never heard of or a technology they've never heard of. Don't even bother. Focus on the companies and the people that you know are going to be a little more forward thinking, and focus on the value you're going to be delivering. If you got that, they'll at least listen to you, because they're always looking, what's next? How can I stay one step ahead? Versus the other. Thank you, Lee Anthony, dropping it in the chat and backing me up here. Yeah, so there we go. So it's innovators, early adopters, early majority, late majority, thank you, and laggards. So focusing on that front half, the innovators, the early adopters, and maybe even that early majority, it's not as big. It's like half the market of your total addressable market. But if you can find those people, and by focusing on the value, you will move forward, you will make progress. But don't pretend, as much as your marketing department wants you to, as much as your sales leaders might want you to, don't assume people know who you are or what you do. You have to approach from a place of educating, of here's how we can help.
So
and kind of go from there.
Don't assume.
Yep.
Educate.
Yep.
And be honest.
Yeah.
Y'all act like this is rocket science.
No, this is the thing. This is the thing about sales that always kind of cracks me up, is so much of sales is just going back to basics, just going back to be a good human. And this is why sales has a branding problem, because literally the brand of salespeople are manipulative, inhuman, insensitive jerks. And unfortunately, I'm sure every single one of us can name 15 salespeople who fall into that category. But for every 15 they know, there's 500 that don't. The problem is we're just not as fun to watch.
Yeah. It's like watching like the train wreck or the car crash. Like, you can't help it. And one, it's not as common. So we all have these 15 bad apples that we could all list and all name. But that's because realistically, there's a lot of really good people. And we can't name 500 really good people, but we could name the 10 really shitty ones pretty easy.
Like, I always laugh a little bit because like people hear I'm in sales like, oh yeah, Wolf of Wall Street. I'm like, yeah. Yep, I've definitely seen people doing coke in a bathroom. Yep, I've definitely seen I've seen it. I've seen it. But that's because the stuff that I do is not exciting enough for a movie. It's not. It's just a lot of emails, a lot of trying to have hard conversations with people and going, hey, I think we're misaligned here. It's not sexy. Nothing about this is sexy. But when it comes through, it is so much fun. And the money's great, and it's a wonderful, amazing thing. It's just not good TV.
That is so true. It really is. If you're thinking about getting into sales, your life will not be like Wolf of Wall Street. Sorry to break it to you.
No. And if that's the life you want, then maybe look at finance. But
you're all looking for a finance guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Last chance. We're gonna let Ashleigh do her fun Friday fact in just 1 second, but you can still comment #Sendoso and happy birthday, Lauren, or HBD Lauren, #HBD Lauren. Somebody asked what a money tree is, so I'm going to Google this for you really quick so that you guys can see this. And I guess we're just going to look at it on Wikipedia. I don't know. Here. Money tree, share my screen. This is a money tree. Do you see it? We're not sending you the one with actual money. It's going to look like this. But a money tree will come to your house. It is a tropical wetland tree native to Central and South America. There you go. You can learn all about it when you get it, and tag Sendoso with a picture of it when you share it on LinkedIn. Yes. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to, but it would be really nice if you did. Okay. Last thing of the day. Ashleigh, are you ready to give us a fun Friday fact?
So I'm going to actually give you a fun Friday Dutch fact, because I'm in the process of learning Dutch and all that stuff. So fun fact about the Dutch is every time the Dutch come into a sporting situation against the Germans, or even socially, I've seen this happen at bars. when the Dutch come up against the Germans, it is very common for the Dutch people to go to the German and start asking, where are our bikes? What did you do with our bikes? And this all comes back to during World War II, when the Nazis occupied the Netherlands. When they pulled out, they actually took the vast majority of the bikes with them. So like millions of bikes were stolen at the end of World War II by the Germans. And it's something the Dutch are still complaining about to this day. And if that's not typical of Dutch culture, I don't know what is, because they do thoroughly enjoy complaining in the sweetest, most innocuous way possible. It's delightful.
Where are our bikes?
Where are our bikes? It's a thing.
That is not a thing I would have ever known. I will tell you, I learned the most interesting facts on this show. I thought you were going to teach us a swear word.
I was going to teach a swear word, but then I got a little bit nervous about, because I realized because this is I'll give you we'll give a quick bonus fact. The Dutch don't really say the F word or anything like that. We have, basically, they curse by naming diseases. So like, it's not uncommon, and I forget the exact term. I'm sure someone of my Dutch friends will get mad at me for forgetting this. Like, if you stub your toe, to basically say the Dutch equivalent of typhus. But the ultimate swear word in for anything, and you can move it up with several things if you want to say like mother effer. You would say conquer, which means cancer. So like calling someone, I don't want to say any of these things, so I'm genuinely scared. Like the Dutch are going to get mad at me. Like I'm scared to say these words. I will say fuck all day, every day. But conquer is something you reserve for the absolute worst things. It just makes me laugh.
Well, so, yeah. we won't necessarily use it about anyone, but it does make.
If you're in the Netherlands and you hear that, you'll know they're probably not dying. They're just really mad at you.
They're very, very mad at you. Lee, I don't know what this hashtag is, but I like Angel's
Envy. That's a really
bourbon.
good whiskey. That's a very, very good whiskey. I love Angel's Envy.
I've had Angel's Envy, but I just don't know what the hashtag is for. But man, send me some. I will take some. Yeah. And Jess said that she used to have a money tree. It moved outside and tripled its growth. Jess lives in Florida.
I said she's in Florida. Everything grows in Florida.
If you don't live in Florida, you might not be able to move it outside. You might still have to have it inside. But okay, really quick, let's do the drawing. Share our screen. We're going to do the giveaway, a couple entries for the Coaching with Ashleigh, Jess, Michelle, and Andrew. Who's it going to be? Boop, boop, boop. Michelle, Jess, Andrew. Jess. Like you two don't already know each other.
We do, but it's been a long time, and I'm actually excited for this because I got plans for Jess now.
Whoop whoop. Okay, Jess, congratulations. Somebody tag Jess in the comments. So excited for you. Yay. And then let's do the money tree. Money tree, give me that money, honey. Where is it? Who's it gonna be? Jody, Andrew, Tom, Michelle, Jess. I don't know. Jamie Yates with the red glasses and the red lipstick crew.
Yep.
Up, Jamie. All right. Shoot me a DM so that I can get you guys your stuff. Jess says, I need this. Look at this. Yay. Sorry, Andrew, you did just miss it, but you've won a bunch in the past. Congrats, Jess. We are so excited for you. And Jamie, what's up? Thank you, Jody. Y'all, this was fun. Ashleigh, did you have fun?
Oh, yeah, this is delightful. You're always delightful.
I know.
I want to know where you got that top too. I've been staring at it all. She's like, I need that.
I actually got this from like a little store over here. It's I'm just wearing the top, but it's got a matching skirt and it like looks like a dress when you wear it together. It's really cute, but it was from like a little boutique. So I'll try to find the tag and send it. Useless. I don't know. Normally, by the way, let me know if you notice. I wear the exact same outfit pretty much every week on the show. I wear a black shirt and a blue blazer every single Friday, and it was my birthday, and I was like, I want to wear something different today. So this is the first Friday this year I've switched it up and worn a different outfit for my ladies who are paying attention. I always wonder if anybody ever notices that. Y'all, this was fun. Ashleigh, I had so much fun. Thanks for staying up late with us. Well, is it late? Is this late for you?
It's about to be 10 o'clock here right now, but yeah. I work until like 1 a.m. most days. So this is like lunch. Like I'll go have dinner in a bit and then come back up and do a couple more hours.
All right. Well, I hope you get some real money from all the work you're doing. Jamie, you're going to get some good money. This tree gonna bless you. Yes, see lots of money coming your way with that money tree. Put that tag up there so I can check it out too, Lauren Servant. Okay, y'all, I will do it. It was delightful that you tuned in and joined us. Y'all, if you thought it was delightful, I'm so happy you were here. And you know what I always say? If you didn't like it, don't come back. Bye.